Hello, it's been a long time. Thank you for tuning in. I haven't released a video for a very, very long time. It's been a good few months now. Life and kids and stuff got in the way, as it does. I've done a couple of series on TikTok. You can catch me on there quite often. With just sort of short little mini videos. I've done a couple of series, sort of junk journal basics, and using my beginner kit are the most recent ones. But I thought I really need to get back on here. And one thing I really need to do is use up some scraps and stuff I'm hoarding. I've decided I'm going to slightly change the way that my Etsy shop is run. Obviously, I have the subscription packs on Patreon. I have kits available, physical and digital, on Etsy and on TikTok, but I'm going to do a monthly journal release rather than making one releasing it. I'm going to make a series of them, and then they'll be released at the beginning of every month. So I've just decided to mix it up a little bit and do it a little bit differently. Obviously, for those journals, I need ephemera, which brings me to today. These bits and pieces I've already sort of just started working on. These are majority other people's kits, and these are kits that I printed way back in the day, sort of almost pre-COVID-y. And I've just done nothing with them, and I just need to use them up. And I thought, you know, they're such lovely images, and some really cool vintagey vibes on them. Those ones are mine, the last ones, but most of them aren't. They really need using up, so that's what I'm sort of doing and working my way through. This month's monthly journal release obviously will be beginning of March, so it'll be the end of this week, and that will be some mini needle books. There won't be very many of them because it's been quite busy, so the few that I've put together, little mini haberdashery sort of folio needle booky thingies. So that will be them, and then the April one will be sort of spring pastel-y colours, light airy lacy, that sort of vibe. And I'm hoping to make a good few of those, and that hopefully you'll join me as I do. So these, as I say, I'm just working my way through. I made just some journal cards. These were a set of 4 images that I had. I've just used some straw paper on the back, and straw paper I get from Julie at Camellia Craft Designs, Camellia Crafts. And she's got an Etsy shop that sells these and other bits and pieces as well. These two I've just done on some of my coffee paper. This is one of my digitals that I've literally just backed, and I'll stitch round, and I'd obviously embossed that at some point. I was obviously playing about with embossing. And then that is, I think, from a Tracy Fox Fairy kit. Forgive me if I get whose kits are who's wrong, but it's such a long time. But that one I've just literally backed and cut into a tag shape, and again I will stitch around it. So much stuff to get through. I've got folders and folders and folders of just stuff. So a lot of them, what I'm going to do, because they're nice sort of standalone, I might just back and leave. Some of them will make really pretty journal toppers. And then I've got bits and pieces like this that I've discovered when I was doing a lot of mixed media stuff, and I'm just going to put some clusters together, I think. If anyone's ever seen my journals, I do like to make sort of little clusters and just pin them to the edge of pages just for a bit of interest. So we can make some of those out of these bits as well. I don't really want to throw much away, so this might be dull as dishwater, or it might be the most spectacular thing you've ever seen. But we'll make a start, shall we? And it might just give you a little bit of inspiration to sort your own life out, and your own piles of rubbish. So this is one of my digitals that I don't even think I've released yet. I obviously was just messing about there, and that is oh, I've just realised you can see, what is that? You can see the edge of the camera thing. Oh, sorry, just try and ignore that. Maybe I'll zoom you in a bit. That's a bit better, isn't it? Maybe a bit more. Kind of like that. Right. Yeah, this is just a basic tag shape that I've obviously printed and cut out. So let's find something to pop on the top. I think human. I think we'll put human on. Just, you've never seen. Oh, you see, this is more of it. We can work on those. You've never seen so much stuff in your life. It's insane. Some butterfly stamps. I don't even know what's in these folders. I'm as shocked as you are. That's the one I looked at a second ago. And I've got another one like it. Should I have one of them? Some of these, when I've printed them, these are on my old printer, and the print quality, I don't know if you can see that, is actually really poor. So those ones I am going to throw away, because it was when I had the old HP, when I've now got an Epson Eco Tank, which drives me to drink but works when it feels like it. So should we just do a bit of layering and just something like that maybe? I feel like I want to back that on something though. Or do we go with the darker one? So I'm going to try my best not to overthink this, but I can already tell that's exactly what I'm going to end up doing. So I am going to back this. You see, I've obviously misprinted that and then just turned the paper over and printed on this side. And my glue's clogged. What a good start. So I hope everyone's been all right whilst I haven't been around. I've still been watching other people's videos and sort of lurking in the background, but anyone that does this for a living will know it's a minefield. I'm knocking on now. I can't keep up with trends and trending sounds and reels and all the other stuff that you've got to do to try and earn a crust as a junk journal artist. Made myself laugh then. Yeah, junk journal human. It's the social media aspect of it is just an absolute minefield. And I mean, I'm not that old. I'm 41 in April, but we didn't have this growing up. Thank somebody. Thank goodness. Yeah, we didn't have Facebook and TikTok and all that jazz. Lots of memories, no evidence, just how I like it. But it's the way of the world now. And even when I had a real job, I was an estate agent for 22 years. Yeah, I know. Idiot. But I was an estate agent for 22 years. And it was only in the last maybe 5 or so that we had to sort of think about social media and stuff. It was never a thing. And it's all just a minefield, isn't it? I mean, all the youngsters grow up with it. So it's second... what's the phrase? It's not second hand. Anyway, it's just there for them. It's just, there is a phrase, common knowledge to them. You know, it's not a thing. Whereas I find it quite... I thought I was all right with it until... What was that noise? Something rolled then, and I don't know what it was. Yeah, until sort of TikTok and Reels, and it all got a bit complicated. And yeah, when it was just Facebook and you just did sent a message to your friend or posted a picture or whatever, you know, it was simple. This is tough to sort of keep abreast of. Should we do that? Should we do a naff little butterfly at the top? I don't think I need to back this, although I don't really like the stark white particularly. It's nice and tidy, so it's fine for a wee taggy. I'm just going to do that. If you could see that, I just put a little bit of glue on the sort of bottom half of it, and I'm going to use that as my little tab. I'll probably just run a little stitch down that as well just to secure it, but that's all right. I should put some sort of little label on there. I do like a label. I haven't done this sort of ephemera making for such a long time. Labels and stuff. You sort of, I guess there were kind of trends within what we do as well. So like the tall journals were a thing at one point, and yeah, you sort of move on with different things, and but labels were all the rage. There we go. I haven't used them for ages. Right, so these I've obviously printed out and cut into humongous tags. So I want a thing. Oh, that was quite aggressive. Oh, there's another little stamp. I'm going to collect those to the side. Oh, I've got a tag I've made. Why have I sellotaped it? Why have I put sellotape on there? That's weird. I wonder if it's just to hold that down. Earth have I done that for? Oh well, we can have that as a tag. There we go. That's an easy one, isn't it? And do that over there. If I pull the sellotape off, it'll probably tear. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to still can't stand the feeling of glue on my hands. I'm sorry, it's horrendous. Smush that down, and in fact I'm not going to cut it out yet. I'll stitch around it and then I'll trim that. So yeah, that's another one. That was easy. Where was I? See, I do quite like this as it is. I mean, do I really need anything? What about just something pretty like one of these? It's quite thin. Should probably back it, but that's quite cute. I might just leave it like that, you know, these two. Just put a little label on the bottom. And there we are. You see, it doesn't have to be complicated. But I used to have just a stash of ephemera because, as I say, you know, I send out Happy Mail to the Patreon subscribers. I used to do Friday freebies, and I haven't done those for a while on Instagram. Just sort of anybody that had sort of interacted with my posts during the week, I would put that on wonky. I would enter it into a drawer and send out a little freebie, whatever I had knocking about, just to say thank you for liking my post or commenting or whatever. Try and do this straight this time. There. And obviously, you know, you'll make a junk journal, and if it isn't a particularly themed one, if it's just a bit of a mix, to have a stash of ephemera is really handy, and I haven't done it for ages, so here we are. I think that's all right. I think I'm cool with that. I think I'll just leave those as they are, just to pop in, and then people can use them as they see fit. Do I have any more of those little labels? I've got some grungier ones. I don't like the colour of that on there as much. Ah, ha, ha. Oh no, that's a tag. I think these might be Amity Blooms. Yeah. Oh look, some little stamps. See, that's one thing I used to do quite often with my scraps, was just get the stamp box out and just sit and do loads of stamping, and you've got your own little embellishments, which is another good thing to do, just if you've got a bit of time. See, I've got quite a few there. I want a label. I want a pretty label. I think I've grabbed some. Yes. Let's have this one. Let's have you on there. How long have I been waffling for? 13 minutes. I'm not going to make these particularly long videos. I'm going to do a few of them because I've got a lot to do. So that's what they say, don't they? Just turn the camera on, start filming. So yeah, I will do a few of them. But now this one, sorry, I finished that sentence. This is the worst thing I used to do on YouTube videos, was I'll start speaking about something and then forget because I'm doing something else and go off on a tangent, and it's quite annoying and a little bit embarrassing. So I'm going to try not to do that. New leaf, new year and all that, she says at the end of February. Although I've now forgotten the point I was making. Oh, gosh. Anyway, right. So this, I'm going to leave that as the writing space, and I'm going to do something on the back. So I'm going to just cut that out ever so carefully. I wonder what point I was making. Somebody's probably screaming at their device right now as you're watching this, going, "You were saying?" Blah, 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 blah. Must have been thrilling because I can't remember it. I'm of an age, what can I say? Right. So cut that out. And I'll have that as the back. I'm trying to be tidy as well. I am such a messy worker. So we'll have that as the back and we'll pop something on here. So, have I got anything? Have I got anything that would be pretty on there? Oh, it's part of my Easter kit. The little bunny. Oh, I've got lots of birds. What's with all the birds, Donna? Say these are so old. I must have been going through a bit of a bird phase. I got a little bird. Maybe I can just tear something like that down. Let's try that. Try that. So if I just stick that sort of on there and trim as necessary. Oh, what a shame I haven't got something for the other end. I haven't got any bigger ones. No, they're the same size. What about if I have a bit of ledger or something on the bottom? Yeah, I think on the bottom rather than on the top. I feel like I should have a glue stick to do this instead. There's a glue stick. I got a bit of something to lean on. You'll do. Where did that go? I've got a bigger one. What about a bit of that? No, I want the creamy colour, I think. That way. Sorry, I've gone really quiet now because something's popped into my head to do, so I can't. I always thought I was really good at multitasking. It turns out not so much. Turn that down. Right. And then, right, let's glue you. Takes me back doing it this way with the glue stick. Gosh, I used to sit just for ages just making ephemera, and then I stopped, and that's why I've got an absolute ton of stuff that needs using up. Right, let's try and get that something like. Ew. Trim around that. I might stitch around this as well. That side. I'm gluing up my scissors. And then maybe a bird. Maybe a bird. Got a smaller bird. Should we just have this bird and just trim her? I am going to use this on this. Oh, that's a different type one. I haven't used birds in ephemera for donkeys. It always reminds me of Rachel from Roxy Creations. She uses a lot of birds. And I think that's why I started using birds. So I was like, oh. I like Rachel. I like Roxy Creations. I like watching her. Oh, that's one that's a bit different. There we are. What am I on? Right, should we do one more and then we'll leave this vid? What else have we got? What did we pull out in this little pile. What about some of the clusters? Let's do some stuff. So I found lots of this, like collage fodder in my beginners kit and in the big DIY kit. I put lots of this sort of stuff in, which is I name collage fodder. Basically just different textures, colours, mixed media, ways of methods is the word I'm looking for, of putting stuff together, just so it's, yeah, so you see I've got some more here that's just a bit different and gives you just a bit of a different feel. Like this I've wax papered, so I've got wax beads and ironed over the top and made some sort of wax paper. Almost looks like a sort of a glassine envelope sort of thing, glassine bag. This I've just obviously splattered and used, there's a word for what that's called. God, it's going well, this, isn't it? The shiny stuff, the shimmer stuff anyway. And I put that in my kits and just to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to use some of this and just do some little mixed media clusters. Now I've got, oh, they're handy, some strips. I've got loads of these offcuts that I just saved, that I'd pulled out of that little bag. So I'm just going to make some just random little clusters, I think, and just tear some stuff down. And these can look really cool just on the edge of a page, just to, yeah, give it a bit of interest. And if I do sort of a grungy mixed media journal, they'll be quite cool in there. So, see, my problem is I really don't like the straight edges, so I'm going to have to mess about doing this now. I'm going to have to do one side because the other will probably be covered by that. If you can see what I'm doing, get to move up. Oh no, I do want to tear down that one. There. If you keep wondering why my hand disappears, I've got a bin next to me. I'm trying to be tidy. Trying. Show a thinner piece. So I like that and that, and then I quite like a bit of this over the top, which is probably really random, or maybe just underneath that. That probably looks really weird, but I promise you, on a well, I'm going to have it open on a edge of a page, that'll look quite cool on a mixed media journal. Trust me. What was the piece I used that? Right, get my tiny stapler that's empty. What an anticlimax. I don't know where, oh, I don't know where the thingy is, the staples. Right, bear with. I'm back, I found them. So annoying. They were in the first place I looked and I didn't see them the first time. But that's okay, we found them now. So I'm just refilling. They're really fiddly because they're so tiny. There. Okay, back to where we were. Now, should I? No. I'm going to do that. And then, I don't know, perhaps I'll put a butterfly on. Go on then. There. Little clusters. Tear that one down as well for the teeny tiniest strip. And try not to be upset about the straight edge there. What did I do with that little skinny bit that I tore off? I now can't find. Like a half of one of these. I think I probably chucked it in the bin. Probably looks really weird and a bit pants, but come to put that on the edge of a journal, and if you want to put like a little, I don't know, something I can actually pick up, butterfly or something on it, just to edge a page, why not? Why not? So yeah, there we are. How long have we been on now? Oh, I don't know because I paused it, didn't I? Anyway, hopefully it's been a little bit of inspiration to get your crap boxes out and do something exciting with them and make some stuff. There we are. Cool. Right, I'm going to stop now because I'm just going to have to sit and do this forever. I'm going to do another couple of these and sort of release them intermittently. So to keep you inspired to make some stuff. And look at me, I'm still going. Yeah, cool. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye-bye.